The California Gold Rush by Demarcus Ford. Alright, let's start this off with a simple question. How did it all begin? In January of 1848, James Marshall uncovered a deposit of gold in the riverbed of the American River at the foothills of the Sierra Nevada. Marshall's discovery of gold within the riverbed led to a boom of miners and prospectors, all looking for better opportunities west, where it would be less crowded than it was back at home in the original colonies. So much so that it led to 250,000 people rushing to California, leading to them being called the 49ers. Following this boom, we have a booming business. In response to the race to California by miners and prospectors chasing after their opportunities, all manner of entrepreneurs and small businesses popped up to support the profit of the miners in mining camps by 1853. This luxury provided to the miners and prospectors due to the bustling city of San Francisco, 50,000 strong, led to entrepreneurs building hotels, saloons, restaurants, laundries, stores, and brothels, and all kinds of exchanges, so that they were able to get the miners' gold, dust, and nuggets. Leading up to this, however, was no small feat. Life in the goldfields before the modern conveniences were very bleak. The often short and bruised life of prospectors before were caused by a number of things. With the scarcity of gold, miners and prospectors had to work double time doing back-breaking work, trying to avoid claim jumpers and diseases such as cholera, scurvy. Another thing would be the exorbitant prices for food, and desperation and greed, all lead to an expert about the California Gold Rush and its dehumanizing effects on Native Americans and Chinese Americans. Anglo-Americans chose to discriminate against Chinese Americans based on their religion, language, dress, cues such as the way they have their hair, eating habits, and the use of opium. The Anglos felt that this was nothing. They were not fit as citizens of a gold state. So they passed. So, in 1850s, with a population of 225,000 Chinese Americans, they passed the Foreign Miners Law, tax law. This tax law levied high taxes on non-Americans to drive them from the goldfields, except when they were hired as labored workers on claims owned by Americans. This caused Chinese Americans to segregate residentially and occupationally along with African Americans and Native Americans. This also caused them to be denied public education and the right to testify in court. Native Americans also got rough. The Native American population was reduced by 1/6 of its original size within 6 years between 1848 and 1854. That's 150,000 down to 25,000. It was a huge decrease. And all that for what? Let's find out. The wealth generated from the gold rush. By 1852, 81 million ounces of gold was unearthed by miners and prospectors in California. In the shadow of the California gold rush, an explosion of growth in the form of trade began to form. Miners whose days were numbered mining started to trade stuff such as furs, hides, and lumber. And in the China trade, tea, silk, and porcelain were high valuable items that were traded. These and other routes were formed due to the gold rush, the California gold rush. And with that, I'm going to leave you off with a question. Why do you think that the Anglo-Americans were so blinded by the differences of other ethnic groups to the point where they could not see those people were fellow Americans trying to be prosperous too, live prosperous lives too? Alright, here's the links for all my images. And that's my presentation. Thank you for watching.